Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. My name is Hunter Foreman. I'll be the pilot for this smooth ride today. Expect nothing but good vibes for your entire flight, so don't strap in and enjoy the ride on Flight 96.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Hunter Foreman, and today's topic, we talk about something that I preach 24/7. Something that I think is a very important code that I live by, and that's being yourself at all times. But before we get into today's topic, I want to apologize for the inconsistency of the episodes. I think that this is my toughest semester in college, and that is mainly the reason why the episodes have been so inconsistent, and I want to apologize for that. We're going to get back to regularly scheduled programming in the next couple weeks. This summer, I got a lot of awesome things planned for y'all. I'm going to make a big announcement next month. That's something that I think you guys are going to enjoy. And I will give details about the Jambalaya blog here pretty soon. Or excuse me, at the end of this episode. So let's get into it. Being yourself at all times. I truly believe that being who you are and knowing who you are is the most important thing in life. And I'm going to explain why. That's all you have at the end of the day. Your identity. You can lose your self-respect. You can lose your dignity. You can lose self-awareness. You can lose everything. But the one thing that I promise you no one can take from you is your identity. And you're probably saying, well, you can change your name and change it. Well, that doesn't matter. That means you're running away from your true self if you do that. But I believe, in my heart of hearts, no one can take who you are away from you. It's very important in social settings, in private settings, whatever environment that you are, that you stay true to yourself and don't put up a front and not act like something that you aren't, basically. Let me ask you guys a question. Let me get into your guys' brains a little bit. Have you ever had one of those friends, and former friend, I'm going to use that term. Have you ever had a former friend who, and you'll understand why I call him a former friend in just a second. Have you ever had a former friend who would be very cool to you when it's just the two of you in the room, and then when you get around people, they act like a completely different person? Doesn't that bother you just a little bit? It bothers me a lot. It bothers me so much that I can notice, or I can tell when somebody is acting different, and I don't even have to know them. Like, oh, that's not how they usually act. There's no way. That seems forced. I can see they're trying to force this fake facade in whatever environment they're in, just to be either cool or be accepted. Let me tell you something right now. Being the only person that should accept you is you. No, you have nobody. You have absolutely nobody to impress in this world, to be honest. The only person that you should beg for acceptance is you. If you accept yourself for who you are, everything else just comes with it. Friends come with it. Family comes with it. Notoriety comes with it. Why are people famous? Why have the hard-working people become famous, such as Kanye West, such as J. Cole, such as Drake? Because they've put the work in, and it's exactly who they are. I truly believe that those three people, Kanye West, J. Cole, and Drake, they get so much negativity or get so much notoriety or get so much publicity because people don't like it when you accept you from just who you are. Like, oh, he doesn't put up a front. But I put up a front. I hate him because he doesn't have to. He's himself all the time. He doesn't have to act. But I have to act. Why does he have to? Why does he get all this notoriety for being himself? But I act the same way as he. I try to be like him, and I don't get the same notoriety. That's because you're acting. You're being something that you aren't. You are being something that you were not from the get-go. And I try to tell people how important it is to be you. Whether you're weird, whether you're introverted, extroverted, you're anxious, you're loud, you're quiet. If you know who you are, if you know your identity, you know your personality, you know your name, you know who you are deep down inside, then you're going to go far in life. Because you are comfortable in your own skin. Excuse me. Because I know people who aren't comfortable in their own skin, but they don't want to admit it because they're scared of what other people think. For instance, friend A and friend B have had a very, very good relationship, right? Very good friendship. But friend A starts to notice that every time they're in a social setting, they are quiet. They stutter when they talk. They're nervous. But when y'all are alone, the friend B is the complete opposite. He's loud. He's extroverted. He's outgoing. Why is that? Those kind of people are very uncomfortable in their own skin. They are very uncomfortable in their own skin because they are scared to show their true selves because of judgment by other people. Let me tell you something. My junior year, I finally somewhat came out of my shell. And it was the best decision I ever made. Because I finally stopped and said, who is Hunter Foreman? After some soul searching, and I found out who I was, and I accepted for who I was, I finally stopped caring about what other people think. I stopped caring about what Twitter would say if I put up a picture, what Instagram would say if I put up a picture, or Snapchat or whatever. I stopped caring because I know at the end of the day, whatever I do pleases me because I'm sticking to myself. That's who I am. There have been some times where I've caught myself being out of character and I put myself back in check before somebody else did. There have been times where I'm not, the nicest person to be around, where I'm the most annoying person to be around, and after a while I'd stop myself and say, bro, I was wilding. I wasn't me. Then I regroup and I get back to what I love doing. I love being me. That's what you guys have to learn, is you have to love to be yourself. Because if you love the personality that you created for yourself, oh, so many people will just gravitate towards you because they love the energy that you put off, because they know he's comfortable in his own skin. He's comfortable talking about certain things that he used to be embarrassed to talk about. I used to be embarrassed to talk about my love for wrestling, my love for hip hop, my love for video games and all this other stuff. I used to be scared because it's like, oh my god, these people are gonna think I'm weird, and oh no, not anymore. Not anymore. You can talk if you can. My friends now know that now. It's not a big revelation, but it's something that I used to kind of was embarrassed to talk about, because every time I'd hear somebody talk about it, then it was like, oh, this shit's fake, right? I'm like, bro, let me tell you this right now, and this is the only time I'm going to say this. If you hear me talking about wrestling to somebody and then you decided to be like, that shit's fake, right? I'm gonna slap you. Because yes, I know it is, but I don't watch it for that specific reason. I watch it for the behind the scenes and why this person is on my television instead of this other person that I keep hearing about. Or why is this person at the top of the card or on the poster instead of this person? Who's getting signed? Who got released? What? There's some incidents going on backstage. What's going on back there? That's why I watch it. And also sometimes some of the athletic, acrobatic feats these athletes are able to accomplish are crazy to me. These flips, jumping off ladders through tables. That's why I watch it. So yes, I know it's fake. So stop asking me. I know. That's not gonna change my opinion. I've been watching wrestling since 2001. End of discussion. Anyways, see, and that's where I've decided to be like, you know what? Like, I know what I want. I know what I want in life. Some people don't, and that's fine, because life is like a giant highway. Some people move. Some people go the speed limit. Some people just go fast, and some people go slow. Me, I go my own limit. Maybe 55. If you want to, make a reality analogy, kind of. If you make an analogy to real life, I'm going about 55 right now, because I'm looking for different kind of exits and avenues to take. Because sorry if I seem weird talking on the mic. I think I have a sneeze. I have a sneeze that's building up in my nose and just waiting to explode. And I don't know why. So if I sneeze on recording, I'm gonna just keep it in, because that's how this show goes. But back to the topic. Let's just get back to the comfortable in your own skin. Are you guys comfortable in your own skin? Answer that truthfully. Are you really comfortable in your own skin? I am. I love who I am. I love the fact that I have these interests that people find so interesting that they sometimes have to ask me questions about. Everybody knows that I love battle rap. Everybody knows that I love hip hop. Everybody knows that I love wrestling. Everybody knows that, I like video games. I don't understand why it's bad. Why suddenly it's bad to be who you are. I used to. When I was in high school, I used to just go. I used to just walk around with my headphones in and kind of just people watch. Low key, of course, I don't want to be get caught staring at anybody, but I used to just people watch. And to those who wore anime t-shirts, had anime backpacks, wore big boots, I commend you. Because you are not afraid to be yourself. Just like I'm not. And I respect everybody from the Lil Uzi Verts, the Marilyn Mansons, the wacky characters of this generation. I said Lil Uzi Vert and Marilyn Manson because Lil Uzi idolizes Marilyn Manson. So you can thank Marilyn Manson for Lil Uzi, people. But I'll say this. I like people who like Lil Yachty who has red braids and makes music and says crazy things on that I most of the time don't agree with on a microphone, but I feel like that's who he is. I don't think he's putting up a front for anybody. Same thing like A$AP Rocky. People like Tory Lanez. People like now there's some people that I think that do it for attention. That's a whole different episode. But people who I really think that are themselves and they people just can't take it, like that's just their fault. I want to ask y'all, like, were you ever like ridiculed for an interest that you talked about? Like, I was ridiculed for liking wrestling. I was ridiculed for liking video games. Like, and now I think that shit's lame. Like, if you're gonna make fun of somebody for liking something, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. The people who made fun of me that, like, I'm like, oh, okay, so why are you obsessed with Chevys? Why are you obsessed with Dodges? Like what is the problem? What is, I shouldn't even ask what the problem is. What are you getting out of ridiculing somebody for being themselves? Are you do you have such discomfort in your own skin that you have to lash out at somebody for being themselves? Is that envy? Is that jealousy I sense? That you're jealous because they're comfortable in their skin when you're not? Is that what it's came to? Because I don't understand. I don't understand how you could be so upset with someone being who they are, being comfortable in their own skin, being full of energy that they've created by themselves, that you just decide to just pick one teensy-weensy thing that they like and ridicule them for it. Since when was there rules of not being yourself? I want to know. And another thing, what's cool? I mean, the last time I used cool in a sentence and literally meant it was, that's cool. Like, that's all right. That's fine. That's cool. That's what's up. That's nice. That's what I mean. And I mean it in a very positive way. Nowadays, if you aren't quote unquote cool, like if you don't do certain things that other people do, that supposedly everybody else does, then you're not cool. For the first 2 years of my high school career, I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be that guy. Then I figured out that being that guy really wasn't something to strive for. that really wasn't something for me to strive for. It was meant for me. I was put on this earth to be the best hunter foreman I can possibly be, and I want to make this very clear because this is something that I learned by myself. There's only one you. There's only one you. You were put on this earth. There's no alternate version. There's no. I mean, if there is a doppelganger, then cool. But you, there's no clone of you. There's no duplicate. There's no nothing of that. There is only one you. And I think that it is very, very important for you to be that. That the best you that you possibly could be. And I guarantee you, the more time you spend on bettering yourself and becoming a better you, the more people that will gravitate to you just because they realize that you are that you're comfortable in your own skin. It's very important, people. Be who you are. And if you don't know who you are, do this. What interests you? What are the things that make you happy? Explore those. You'll find an answer. Because believe me, I did. I'm just a hip hop nerd who loves wrestling and has anxiety problems. And for a long period of time was afraid to be himself. But ever since he left high school, he's not afraid to be himself. Now, the hip hop section of this here podcast is I want to talk about one specific person. A person who lately I haven't been a fan of, but I looked back at his old music and I realized why I was a fan in the first place. I used to be a big fan of this guy. I used to check for everything he had, and now it's just kind of like his last two albums were kind of to me. You know, his kind of last two albums were just they're so. I want to talk about G-Eazy. Now, I know people who know me, and I know this is going to sound really wrong, but white girls ruined G-Eazy for me. I know that sounds really messed up, but I mean, girls who Instagram models. I think G-Eazy makes music for Instagram models, and that's not a diss to him, because this isn't a diss to him at all. I just think that he's trying to be the James Dean of hip hop. He just doesn't say it, you know, but he has the look of the James Dean of hip hop. I don't know anybody, but then again, I think he's very original. That's one thing I will give him. He's very original. I don't know anybody that sounds like him. I don't know anybody that before him that was like G-Eazy. So that's where I give him all the credit in the world. He's very, very original. I believe I was working out, and I had my personal radio station. If you have Apple Music, you can have your own personal radio station with songs you like, or songs that they think you like. And Almost Famous by G-Eazy came on, and it brought back a ton of good memories. Shout out to my boy Adrian Franco. He put me on to G-Eazy a while back. Around the time where Almost Famous actually came out. And that was one of the first songs he showed me. And I was like, wow, dude, this is incredible. Like, this guy's actually, like, really good. I like his stuff. These Things Happen is my favorite album from him. I think that's his best work. You know, I think he's a great rapper. G-Eazy, you are a great rapper, sir. what you write down is really nice. When you wanna spit actual bars, like on Almost Famous, this couple of his verses were very nice. But I think it was the vibe of that song that really caught me. See, that's what I do with music. If it doesn't give me a good vibe, something that I can either like bob my head to, like, ooh, I feel this, or something I can turn up to, like, damn, this shit is crazy, or something I can be like, man, this is hitting me in the heart a little bit, then I'm not gonna mess with it. And it just so happens that hip hop does that for me at least 9.5 times out of 10. Sometimes other genres. I have exactly 3 country songs I like, a couple EDM, a lot of R&B. Excuse me. Aaliyah is my favorite R&B artist of all time. But back to G-Eazy. His music was very original. Like, he had this 1950 slick back look, and he just ran with it. The tight jeans, the tight ripped jeans, the leather jackets. That's his lane. I don't know anybody in hip hop that's really doing that. I don't know anybody that really did that before he jumped on the scene, and I praise him for that because that's originality. That's sounding like anybody else. Now, I said something about it. Like I said before, his last 2 albums weren't all that good to me. I didn't like When It's Dark Out. I didn't. I didn't like the approach that the You Got that song You Got Me. Like, no. You see, I think this is what it is. Rappers, when you like a rapper, when you like an underground rapper, you tend to like the stuff that they made while they were trying to get that spot, while they were trying to get to the place that they're at right now. And then when they get there, they just kind of saturate just a little bit. I'll be the first to admit, I thought I wasn't going to like All American Badass by Joey Badass, aka my favorite rapper. I thought I wasn't gonna like it because of what he was, gonna start talking about, and I was like, man, that's what turned me off of Vic Mensa. Vic Mensa all of a sudden became this big activist, and I was like, I don't want to hear this. I hear it all the time. And I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear an album of just of issues. We already know there's racial issues. We turn on the news. There's racial issues every day. When I listen to music, I need something that's going to take me away from all of that, not put me back in it. But I want to clarify this. People who, take risks like that and make a whole album about, social issues and stuff, I commend that. But you have to execute it properly, and I believe Joey Badass executed it properly, rather than Vic Mensa. Vic Mensa has his debut album called The Autobiography, where he talks about life and growing up in Chicago and all this and basically what he was about. And Joey Badass made an album called All American Badass, Spirit American, the Ice Cube way with the KKK, like America's Most Wanted, and he executed it very well. While making great music, he addressed a lot of great stuff. Like, there's a song on there called Babylon. Ooh, boy, that hits me every time I hear it. That song is very, very deep. Very, very deep. Or Why Don't You Love Me? Oh my, man. He's talking about America. Like, why don't you love me? Like, he's talking about the social issues. Like why doesn't America love me? Like, that hits really, really deep. with me personally. That's very deep. And I'm not saying that it's showing his favoritism, because there's a couple songs off of the Vic Mensa album that I like. Like the very first song, I think it's called "You Thought I Was," or like 97th Street or something like that. Where he has it was like a Kanye sample kind of beat, that Kanye crazy chipmunk sample stuff that Kanye does. And I just thought that when he took that approach, I was like, okay, this album's gonna be good. And then I listened to the rest of it, and I'm just like, really? The fact that he got Weezer on an album, the fact that Vic Mensa got Weezer on his debut album is very, very, very commendable. The fact that, and also the fact that Joey Badass got J. Cole on a song, when J. Cole basically stopped doing features after a while, one of his rare features that year was incredible. Speaking of Joey Badass and J. Cole, I want to make something very, very clear. Those who have heard the song False Prophets need to understand that the beat that J. Cole is rapping over is the original Waves beat that Joey Badass did off of the 1999 mixtape. That is Joey Badass's song. It was produced by Freddie Joachim, and it's the second or third track off of the 1999 mixtape. That is Joey Badass's song. I'm tired of people saying like, yo man, this is crazy, I can't believe he made the beat, or this is a crazy beat by J. Cole. Like, y'all have heard this beat before, y'all just didn't want to say that y'all did because it's from a mainstream person. But I digress. I love hip-hop. I will love hip-hop until I'm 6 feet under. That's something no one's going to change about me. If someone tells me, and I'm a person who not necessarily doesn't like being told what to do, but I don't like when people tell me I shouldn't be doing this because it's not good for me. Let me give y'all an example. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I was probably actually, matter of fact, when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, when GTA 5 came out, that's all I played. Right? It was anybody who's played GTA 5 knows that it's a very fun game. And you can do anything you want. You can blow up stuff, you can rob banks, you know what I'm saying? You can do basically anything you want. You can do races, you can play with your friends. Again, you can do anything you want in GTA 5. The story mode's amazing. I had, one of my parents' friends stop and, peek in. I guess I was in the living room or something, and I was playing. And they were like, you shouldn't be playing this. Why not? It's like, this isn't something appropriate for your age. I don't even want to say this sentence because it already gets under my skin. You don't see me. My question and my rebuttal is this: you don't see me pimping hoes, pistol whipping people, stealing cars. You don't see me doing that. Same thing that I do when I watch battle rap. You don't see me doing the stuff that they talk about. You don't see me doing drug deals or any of that. You don't see me doing that. It's for entertainment purposes only. When I was a kid, I always hated when people say I shouldn't watch this and watch that. Why? Let me learn. I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be doing that because you're too young for that. You're too this, you're too that. Do what you want and face and if it comes with consequences, then go ahead. But don't let anybody tell you that you're too young to do something. Don't let anybody tell you that you're too nerdy for this, that you're too antisocial or whatever. Don't let anybody basically, this stems from something that everybody preaches. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Because you are in control of your actions, and you are in control of yourself, not the person that's telling you not to do it. Don't let anybody control your life. Ever. Ever. Don't let anybody treat you like a sidekick or anything close to that. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. That's all I got for today's episode. A couple announcements. The Jambalaya vlog will be uploaded probably a week or 2 weeks after Jambalaya. Jambalaya will be May 4th. So if you guys are listening to this and you guys are going to the Dallas Jambalaya event May the 4th, come see me. Come see you, boy. I'll be with a lot of my friends, having a great time, seeing some of my favorite artists. I'll be seeing J. Cole for the second time in concert. I'll actually be able to enjoy him this time. I'm very excited for this. I think this is one of those things. This is one of those events that I've been looking forward to for the past almost a month. We're about 2 weeks out. So, get your tickets if you haven't. It's pretty expensive now, but I guarantee you that you'll get your money's worth. I guarantee you. The lineup is J. Cole headlining with Migos, Cardi B, Playboy Cardi. Trippie Redd's going to be there. I believe Ski Mask, the Slum God, is going to be there. Kaz from Dreamville, I'm very excited to see him. And many more. Houston's going to be in the building. Trade of Truth, Bun B, DJ Mr. Rogers. It's going to be a great show, guys. Y'all should definitely come out. And there's going to be a vlog for the whole thing. You'll be seeing Ashley Blanks, who's been on the show. You'll definitely see her. And it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to be spending the weekend out there, so you may see. Actually, matter of fact, we're not spending the weekend. We're going to be spending the day out in Dallas. So you'll be seeing our everyday kind of activity. I'm not going to film a lot. I'm not going to film a lot of the concert. I just want to film the parts that I want to see. Like I'll get some footage of J. Cole's set, Migos. I believe there's I want to get some of Kaz's set too. COZZ. He has an album out called Affected right now. That's got Currency, Garen, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar on there. It's an amazing album. I guarantee you guys will like it. If you're a hip hop purist like I am, you'll love that album. COZZ. It's Kaz from Dreamville. Cardi B. I cannot wait to see, because Cardi B is at like the height of her career right now, which is crazy. I cannot believe I'm gonna be actually seeing literally, I think, the hottest female rapper in the game right now. She's got the #1 album in the country. She's had 2 back-to-back hits with that Be Careful and Bodak Yellow and Bartier Cardi. I think that's what it is. Yeah, Bartier Cardi. So, and that song with SZA on there, I heard that last night. I heard that song that she has with SZA. Ooh, I've never heard SZA on that kind of beat before, so that's what really threw me for a loop. But good for Cardi B. So it's gonna be interesting to see her at the height of her career and what kind of performance she'll bring to a Texas crowd. So that's what I'll be doing. Like I said, so be on the lookout for that. Open Mic Zach is coming this summer. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a lot of fun, guaranteed. I'm trying to think of anything else. For now, I got, like I said, big announcement coming for this summer. I think you guys are gonna like it. If you like the first one, then you'll like the second one. That's all I'm gonna say. One love.